Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
People suspected of drunk driving could be free of the charges if one Chattanooga attorney can prove a conflict of interest. It's a story we first told you about late last week. He says one state agency may have a financial interest in making sure that suspects are convicted of DUI to the tune of almost $3 million last year.
Next option.
Every time a person is convicted of drunk driving in Tennessee, they're required to pay a $250 fee that goes to the TBI crime lab in Nashville that processes their blood alcohol or breathalyzer tests. In a motion that Attorney Jerry Summers has filed in 3 DUI cases he's defending, he says that is a conflict of interest.
It could affect every DUI or drug case across the state of Tennessee. And not only those, but there are other areas that the TBI does blood and alcohol testing.
In his opinion, Summers says it would be more fair to have independent labs determine the alcohol or drug levels in a suspect's blood rather than the TBI. He says that would eliminate the appearance of possible impropriety.
There should not be any monetary incentive for putting a person in jail, because when you equate justice with money, justice loses.
In Summers' 3 DUI cases, he's asking for either dismissal of the charges based on the alleged conflict of interest, a suppression of the blood alcohol results from the TBI lab, or jury instructions as to the credibility of that evidence. His motion has caught the attention of Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Matt is concerned about this motion and the wide-reaching implications it can have across the state.
Summers says he understands that concern.
They think that, I'm and other people that even question this are crazy, and maybe I am, except we got something called the Constitution that says people in this country are entitled to a fair trial.
Summers is asking all 3 Hamilton County criminal court judges to consider the motion, and right now that hearing is set for March 24th. Late this afternoon, in a statement, the TBI told us funds from DUI convictions go into the general fund, not directly to the toxicology unit, and that the TBI does not have any interest or bias in the testing results. We'll follow this story and let you know what happens.
Convictions thrown out after police caught paying labs for positive DUI test results. A judge has ruled that the practice of state forensics labs receiving financial compensation for positive tests that lead to DUI convictions is unconstitutional. By Rachel Blevins, February 11, 2018. Nashville, the Tennessee Court of Criminal Appeals has ruled that individuals cannot be convicted of driving under the influence if their test results come from forensics labs that receive financial incentives for positive results to lead to their convictions. It may seem like an obvious conclusion, but the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has been generating around $3 million in revenue each year from the $250 fine motorists are forced to pay for the test, if they are convicted. The decision stemmed from the case of Rosemary DeCosimo versus the state of Tennessee. She was joined by more than 20 defendants who had also been charged with DUIs in the same county. They argued that the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation had a clear incentive to produce positive DUI test results and that the $250 it was receiving for each DUI conviction that is obtained using a blood or breath test, is unconstitutional. In a ruling on the case, Judge Camille R. McMullen sided with DeCosimo, noting it has been well established that fines and fees should not be used to generate revenue for a court or government agency, and it was unclear how Tennessee's Bureau of Investigation was using the entirety of the funds it received from DUI convictions. Both the version of the statute that was in effect at the time of DeCosimo's arrest and the current version of Code Section 55-10-413, F, state that the money from the $250 BADT fee shall be deposited in the TBI Toxicology Unit Intoxicant Testing Fund for exclusive use by the TBI and shall be used to fund a forensic scientist position in each of the 3 Bureau crime laboratories, to employ forensic scientists to fill these positions, and to purchase equipment and supplies, pay for the education, training, and scientific development of employees, or for any other purpose so as to allow the Bureau to operate in a more efficient and expeditious manner. When there is a surplus in the Intoxicant Testing Fund, it is supposed to be used to employ personnel, purchase equipment and supplies, pay for the education, training, and scientific development of employees, or for any other purpose so as to allow the Bureau to operate in a more efficient and expeditious manner. However, Judge McMullen noted that historically, fee system courts have been condemned because judges should not have a direct or indirect pecuniary interest in the litigation before them. De Cosimo was arrested in May 2013 and indicted for failure to yield, driving without a license, failure to maintain her lane, and driving under the influence. She filed a motion to suppress the evidence from her blood test and to dismiss the indictment on the basis that the legal code allowing financial compensation for DUI convictions was unconstitutional. As part of her case, De Cosimo's evidence included a 2014 testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee from TBI Director Mark Gwynn. He revealed that from 2009 to 2012, the department's surplus revenue was more than $1.6 million. WTVC News reported that the fee was originally instituted in 2005 at $100 per conviction, but it was then raised to $250 in 2010. The fees now bring in revenue of more than $3 million each year. Gwynn noted that the significant amount of surplus money the department received throughout the years could be explained by a financial crisis it experienced in 2008 that led TBI to increase the fee for toxicology and blood alcohol tests for those who were convicted. Director Gwynn said there was no way to project how many of these BADT fees would be collected or what types of expenses the TBI would have in a given year. However, he said that by increasing this fee, the TBI was able to avoid laying off forensic scientists and was able to avoid passing that fee back onto local law enforcement who could not pay it at the end of the day. When Senator Todd Gardenhire asked if there might be an incentive for the TBI to do extra testing to get additional money to pay for its expenses, Director Gwynn responded, "Absolutely not. There's no way to do any extra testing." Senator Gardenhire then noted that some of the senators on the committee had suggested that to avoid the appearance of impropriety, the money from these fees should flow into the general fund, and the TBI could request appropriations to cover its expenses, which would remove the appearance that the fee was a revenue generator. Gwynn also revealed that rampant corruption was exposed in the department in 2013 when TBI Special Agent Kyle Bayer was fired for botching lab results, and falsely accusing a motorist with a legal .01 blood alcohol level of being 3 times over the limit. "Unfortunately, we had one incident in the Chattanooga area where a young forensic scientist made a mistake," Gwynn said. "He paid for that mistake. He was dismissed. We've outsourced all of the cases that Kyle Bayer had worked. We have 2,000 of them back, and there have been no other mistakes." Judge McMullen argued that the test fees associated with the convictions violate the due process rights of the individuals and create incentives for TBI employees because, at the very least, the added revenue gives them job security. "There is no question that the TBI, an agency of the state, has a direct pecuniary interest in securing convictions," McMullen wrote. "The TBI forensic scientists also have a financial interest in securing convictions because the collection of the BADT fees affects their continued employment and salary, which gives them an incentive to find that defendants' blood alcohol content is 0.08% or higher."
County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me, and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.